Hello everybody, this is Fronto Bobbin here, and welcome back to the NASCAR Skills Cup Series. This is race number 4 at the Atlanta Motor Speedway for the running of the Google 500. After a rather stale race at the Sebring International Raceway, you saw quite a bit of change in the point standings. For example, Fronto Bobbin has lost the points. He is in a 3-way tie with the real Xbox nerd and Kyle Larson. We'll see if the 3-way tie remains after this race, with Martin Jr. now leading in the point standings. So let's head down track side and take a look at your starting grid. Starting on the pole for today's race is your points leader now, Martin Jr. winning his first full season at Sebring. Alongside him starting at second is the real Xbox nerd. Third is Fronto Bobbin. Fourth is Kyle Busch. Fifth is Denny Hamlin. Sixth is Chase Elliott. Seventh is William Byron. 8th is Kevin Harvick, 9th is Brad Keselowski, 10th is Bank Coaches, 11th is Gridrin, 12th is Preserve, 13th is Ian Murray, 14th is Yellow Hall, 15th is Tim Tom, 16th is Duck, 17th is Kyle Larson, 18th is Ryan Newman, 19th is Clint Boyer, 20th is Nia, 21st is Douglas, 22nd is Daniel Suarez, 23rd is Donald, 24th is Oliver, 25th is Kurt Busch, 26th is Eric Jones, 27th is Eric Almirola, 28th is Rebecca, 29th is Ryan Blaney, 30th is Alex Bowman, 31st is Jimmy Johnson, 32nd is Bub Wallace, 33rd is Austin Dillon, 34th is Paul Menard, 35th is James 6th, 36th is Mr. Light's brother, 37th is Derper, 38th is Mr. Lighty, 39th is Mommy, 40th is Landon Castle, 41st is Ray Sorensen, and as always, turning back and field is Can't Drive. Now, it seems that some setting must have changed in NASCAR races this season, because for some reason, if we look behind the pack here, you don't actually see the entire field, so that's a little bit unsettling. So, I'm going to have to change the setting in the settings of the game to try to fix that, but for right now, you're going to have to deal with only seeing a part of the pack, despite the fact that all 42 cars have made the race. So, I'm going to have to change that in the settings after this race, if I can remember to do so. If not, then lol. So this is going to be another interestingly long race. It's 98 laps at the Atlanta Motor Speedway. Atlanta Motor Speedway is quite the interesting racetrack. And thankfully it's a Mullen F, so we shouldn't see a boring race like it did at Sebring. We should instead see an interesting race as the cars are loud on the pace lap. Anyway, so we should see a somewhat interesting race for the finish. We also have conveniently, also all the as you can see here, you can't see the entire field, so I do apologize for the fact that part of the field isn't in sight of the camera or the TV cameras, but that hopefully won't be such a big deal when we eventually get underway. Again, apologies. I would go back and change the setting, but too lazy. Anyway, so this is your pace lap. Everyone's information. As always, Martin Jr., the real Xbox will lead the field to the green flag. Now, for turn number 4, pace car goes down on the pit road. And we are underway for the Google 500 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Martin Jr. already taking the position away, but here comes Fronto Bobbin trying to dive underneath him already for second place. He's going to try to push him up the racetrack, but it's not quite so much going to work. Oh, here comes Fronto Bobbin about to go. Now currently going underneath Martin Truex Jr. He's now going to take the lead going to turn number 3. And here's Fronto Bobbin already trying to put his pedal to the metal after Fronto Bobbin got a bad finish after a restart problem at Sebring. Is now already taking first place, and Fronto Bobbin will lead lap number 1 at Atlanta Motor Speedway, driving that what is now iconic number 13 Ford sponsored car. Quite nice to see that up here in the positions. But already we have quite a bit of a battle. Here comes Bank Coaches now making up quite a bit of spots. Real Xbox nerd losing quite a number of positions. And here's Kyle Busch now going underneath Bank Coaches. 3 wide for the position. YouTube More Sports drivers and Joe Gibbs Racing driver. 3 wide going into the corner. It's a crazy race here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. The race is only just starting. Now we're seeing craziness happen. Look at that. So many cars in so many places off of turn number 4. Several cars are bunched up together. Unless, provided that we won't be calling, so this race might just be a bit of a, well, I mean, some say it might be a quick race. It's 98 laps. but that doesn't mean that this race is going to be a long one. Certainly not. Look at that. Thankfully, this is going to be Sebring all over again, and despite the fact the race is 98 laps long, we shouldn't see a crazy, sausage, boring race, and instead we should see a crazy, sausage, exciting race. I know that doesn't make any sense at all, but hey, it works. So, here's Florito Bobbin, now pulling away from Martin Truex Jr. for the lead. And he's doing it well, doing it very well. Meanwhile, back here we have Bank Coach. Looks like now the field is beginning to settle down a bit. It looks like now the field is mostly single file as they race on the front straightaway. There seems to be a lot of interesting stuff on the racetrack that I just seen, being in terms of paintwork. But here's Florito Bobbin, now leading the race, but here's Martin Truex Jr. trying to chase him down for the position back. Man, here they are flying down the back straightaway. Florito Bobbin able to do up to 205 miles per hour on the back straightaway and trying to go as fast as possible, getting through the corners. But tires will be permanent here at Atlanta. But here's Florito Bobbin, now pulling away, really handling that thing. Florito Bobbin are doing a much better job than they did at Sebring. And meanwhile, we have Bank Coaches now moving up position. Bank Coaches, he's really got to have a points day because Bank Coaches, he really didn't do that well, or he's not currently doing that well in the points standing. So let's see if Bank Coaches turn that around. You know, Bank Coaches did run the Siemens National Series race at Homestead and won that. We're going to have to see if he can win any race here in the NASCAR Skittles Cup Series. So far, he is trying to show his talent by moving up through the positions as Bank Coach now up to 4th place, with Kyle Busch just behind him in 5th place. But for the most part, the field is single file now. No crazy stuff happening. Green flag is still out. Alright, almost spent 10 minutes before actually 5 minutes before we complete about 10 laps, so this race is not going to be a particularly long one. Oh, here comes Bank Coach going on the inside of Denny Hamlin. Bank Coach now trying to take the position away for 3rd place. It would be quite rewarding to see this happen. But here comes Bank Coach is now diving underneath Denny Hamlin and trying to take away 3rd place away from him. They're going to be side by side going on the front straightaway. And here comes Bank Coach is trying to put the foot down and trying to overtake Denny Hamlin. Meanwhile, up here, we're be catching up to Can't Drive very shortly here. But meanwhile, here for 3rd place, here is Bank Coach now going to need Denny Hamlin to take the position away. Meanwhile, here's Florito Bobbin and Martin Truex Jr. now pulling away from the field. But pretty soon they will be catching up to Can't Drive and we'll soon be seeing some stuff happening in this race in terms of the position. And there's the pace car. Oh, there's Can't Drive. Can't Drive already being slowed up. And Florito Bobbin, well, I say slowed up. Can't Drive, he's not that fast in general. And here they are now passing him. And meanwhile, here comes Bank Coaches. It looks like he's trying to overtake Denny Hamlin, but Denny Hamlin looks like he overtook him back, and Bank Coach is gonna get held up by Can't Drive. That's gonna allow Kyle Busch to get past. Oh dear, Can't Drive. Slowing up the field by quite a bit already. But here's Florito Bobbin continuing to pedal it through. But it looks like that Bank Coach is going to lose quite a few positions because of Can't Drive. That's going to ruin his run. Meanwhile, here comes the real Xbox 3rd now trying to take the position away from Bank Coaches. And already it looks like something's going to be catching up to some lap cars already. Atlanta has a very short track and a race that goes by fairly fast, if you just realized. So here comes Florito Bobbin and Martin Truex Jr. now flying down the straightaway. And they're already about to catch up to Alex Bowman. So we might not see too many banged up cars, but we're going to see several cars going a lap down. Here's Martin Truex Jr. now chasing down Florito Bobbin, going down the back straightaway once again. Man, Truex, he is hungry for some points, despite the fact that Martin Truex Jr. now has quite a bit of points after Florito Bobbin's crash at Sebring. Truex wants to keep this points run up. So here's your 2 winners of the season so far. Florito Bobbin has already won 2 races, with Martin Truex Jr. with 1 race winning at Sebring, even though it's only race number 4 of the season. And here comes Florito Bobbin, now about to lap Alex Bowman down. Not sure what's up with Alex Bowman today, but oh, Florito Bobbin makes contact with Alex Bowman. That was a near disaster right there, but Florito Bobbin survives this. Thankfully, no big accident. Florito Bobbin survives nicely after making contact with Alex Bowman. No damage on his car to be seen, so Florito Bobbin looks like he made it clear. Lucky for him, that could have been ended way worse than it did. And it looks like Denny Hamlin is now taking up 3rd place, with the real Xbox nerd now chasing him down for position. This is going to be a very dicey race now, and looks like something they've already called to the lap cars. And here is now the real Xbox nerd trying to overtake Alex Bowman, or put him a lap down. It looks like a lot of these guys are getting held up by the lap cars. Here is Alex Bowman now really holding up the field for position. Denny Hamlin and Kyle Busch might just get by him easily. But here comes Brad Keselowski on the inside getting the push from Bang Coaches. Meanwhile up here, it looks like that some of the guys are already catching up to lap traffic. I'm not sure why Bang Coaches, or not Bang Coaches, Alex Bowman going so slow in this race. But here is Frontier's Bobbin and the real, of course, this is MTJ now here in third place. And here is now the real Xbox nerd. Looks like he was able to make his way around the pack. And the real Xbox will take third place with Denny Hamlin in fourth. And now Banco's in fifth. Here comes Gridrin making a run. Looks like now we're seeing some of the Tim Tom Ennis of Soas from Soas Motorsports. I mean Soas Motorsports drivers. The Ennis of Soas. You know what I'm talking about. So this race has been quite the show already. And here's well, I say quite the show, not necessarily for the lead. Frontier's Bobbin has already led every single lap in the race, including the first one. It seems that it's common for Frontier's Bobbin at these tracks where he can actually pass. Frontier's Bobbin has managed to take the lead early, and he is now doing so here in Atlanta. So quite rewarding for him. Meanwhile, take a look back here. Here is now the real Xbox nerd. It looks like Bangkok is not going underneath Denny Hamlin, and now Bangkok is trying to return the favor on Denny Hamlin. Bangkok is gonna look. Bangkok's now looking underneath Denny Hamlin for position. They're side by side, but Bangkok is trying to get the run off of turn number 2, and it looks like he will. Bangkok will take away fourth place from Denny Hamlin. Now, actually, that's a bit of a lie. Denny Hamlin trying his best to try to keep the position up, but it looks like Bangkok will make it past him. So now YouTube Motorsports is now taking up the top of the field like they usually do, and Frontier's Bobbin now just storming away from the back. No caution in this race as of yet. And maybe this will be the first race since Daytona that goes caution-free. Of course, we had a few cautions here and there in the Homestead race. Then we had a few sausage cautions in the Sebring race. But now that we're here at Atlanta, we might just see no cautions, because this is a 1.5 mile track. It's a more normal track that you usually see in NASCAR. Oh, Frontier's Bobbin about to lap Can't Drive again. Only the second time that we've seen Can't Drive get lapped in this race, which is not normal. Well, actually, it is normal. And it looks like Frontier's Bobbin is already catching up some of the lapped cars. Where is he? Looks like we're going to be seeing Frontier's Bobbin overtake lots of lapped cars in the race. And same goes for Martin Truex Jr. Here's Frontier's Bobbin now chasing down on Reed Sorensen. He's going to put him a lap down along with everyone else in front of him. Looks like he's also about to catch up to Landon Castle. Overall, Frontier's Bobbin and Martin Truex doing a good job navigating all these guys. Although Frontier's Bobbin is going to get a bit held up by Landon Castle, but it looks like he's going to make it through somewhat clean, and so does Martin Truex Jr. So here's Frontier's Bobbin and Martin Truex Jr. 1-2, and currently proving that they are, well, the best of the field at the moment. It seems that Frontier's Bobbin and Martin Truex Jr. have left the field behind them in the dust. Unless the caution comes out, one of these guys might just win this race. But of course, pit stops will eventually come into a factor into this race. Not sure how soon we will see drivers pit. Possibly around lap number 35 or so, maybe lap 40. We're not entirely sure. Because it's been a little while since the last race in Atlanta. So it's going to be a bit of a question of when exactly will we see pit stops. That might be the point in the race where we see some interesting things happen here and there. Either way, here's Frontier's Bobbin and MTJ still leading the pack. If you take a look here, he's bombing, and it looks like that we might be seeing a lot of cars get lapped in the race, which would be a bit well, would be something, of course. So far, as of lap number 24, there's been a clean race so far. No cautions. Frontier's Bobbin did scrub the side of Alex Bowman for a second. It didn't hamper his performance at all, really. I might see pit stops soon because the lap times of Frontier's Bobbin are falling off. So I might see him come on the pit road soon. Soon. Well, I'm not sure how soon, but soon. But overall, despite the fact this race is 298 laps in distance, It's going to go by fast. But these cars go very fast around Atlanta, it looks like. But here's Floyd Bobbin still leading on Martin Truex Jr. And so far, that's staying as that result. Meanwhile, up here, looks like Mama's about to get lapped in a way. See what's happening here. It looks like the real Xbox nerd is now currently holding third place, but now Bank Coates has made his way back up to him, so we could see a teammate battle between the two YouTube Poop Motorsports drivers. And of course, one of these drivers might just win a race at some point in the season. Of course, it's still a question of when that might just happen, but the real Xbox nerd is currently tied for points with Floyd Bobbin. And meanwhile, Bank Coaches, he's not doing as good as the real Xbox nerd in terms of the point standings, but that could change today as Bank Coaches might just get his best finish of the season so far. As Bank Coaches hasn't had the best starts of seasons, but that could change today at Atlanta. We could see him overtake the real Xbox nerd for position, which would be quite interesting to see. Only question of how long that might how long that might take to happen. It looks like Bank Coaches is getting closer and closer to the bumper of his teammate. So pretty soon we could see Bank Coaches look to the inside of the real Xbox nerd. And here he goes! Bank Coaches peeking his nose underneath the real Xbox nerd. And the two are gonna come very close to each other as they fly down the front straightaway. And here is Bank Coaches now just peeking his way underneath the real Xbox nerd. But the real Xbox nerd, he is holding it for position. Up front here, not much to see here, but here for third place, it is now the teammate battle. Bank Coach is doing his hardest to look underneath the real Xbox nerd, and he is doing it, and he does it. Bank Coaches overtakes his teammate, and Bank Coaches now third place in Atlanta. Oh, looks like they just, looks like Cam Drive's been lapped again. We kind of missed that, but that didn't have any effect on the field, so, yeah, so I wonder how many times that Cam Drive is going to get lapped in this race. In fact, this might just be the first race that, oh, what's this? Caution lights are out! We are under caution for the first time at Atlanta Motor Speedway. We've gone the first 29 laps clean, but this is going to be the first caution of the race. It looks like we've had a bit of a crash here. We'll have to see exactly what the field looks like when we come to the restart. But we made it 30 laps clean, but we've had our first caution of the day. I was about to say that we might go this entire race clean, and Cam Drive might come last for the first time in this race. But nope, we have now had our first caution at Atlanta, and with a very bunched up field, we have seen a bit of confusion already. Looks like some of the field will be coming on the pit road, but we are now going to rewind time and see exactly what was the cause of the caution. First caution at Atlanta Motor Speedway. It looks like it was because of a spin out on the front straightaway, but we're going to see exactly what happened. And the caution lights came out right then. And if we take a look back here, oh, what's this? Ryan Newman had some damage from somewhere. Okay, this is a very interesting incident right here. It looks like that Ryan Newman was just pacing his ways along the racetrack, and then somehow Jay McMurray went really slow, and Ryan Newman just rammed right into the back end of him. Let's see that again, just from different perspective. Let's see a bit in slow motion. Yeah, for some reason, Jay McMurray just went really slow. I guess he was brake checking, and Ryan Newman, having no idea this, just smashes right into the back end of Jay McMurray. Man, that's going to result in a very, very messed up race car for Ryan Newman. But Ryan Newman's over going to spin, but that's not the end of the accident. Oh, wow, that wasn't the end of the accident. Okay, I thought something else would have happened, but no, it looks like that Ryan Newman couldn't make his way off of the racetrack, and it's caused an even bigger accident than what was already happening. So Ryan Newman, unable to control his car, eventually, it looks like he only just misses the Scottish twins, and Rebecca and a couple of other guys will miss by one. Like, let's just play this in slow motion. Let's turn all the way down to the 7th. So it looks like Ryan Newman, he was able to somewhat get out of harm's way, but it seemed that Ryan Newman just nowhere to go. He hits the outside wall and then is about to come back onto the racetrack. A very dangerous thing to do. It looks like Donald Douglas only just missed him, and the same thing is said about Rebecca and Eric Amarola, but then disaster strikes. when, oh no, it looks like that Ryan Blaney was able to miss him, but Landon Castle smashes right into him, and so does Joey Logano, which flips him over, and then Clint Boyer and Duck, the Great Western Engine, all get into the accident. It looks like that Austin Dillon and 86 were just able to make it through the accident, but overall, it was such a good day for these guys. And now Ryan Newman's going to go for a tumble, quite like he did in his early days. It looks like a couple other guys, Daniel Suarez, Nia, Jimmy Johnson, some of these guys are going to make it through the accident, but some guys just not so lucky. Look at that flip. Like, a flip looks amazing in regular play mode, but in slow motion, look at that. Ryan Newman just flips over the racetrack, and eventually his car does come to rest onto the racetrack, and more people will avoid him. But overall, this day has now resulted into some broken race cars. Originally, I wasn't expecting to be any broken race cars at all, but it looks like I was wrong. Anyhow, let's now speed up to the pace car, which is right about here. And it looks like that literally everybody that wasn't involved in the crash will be coming onto pit road. Let's see who actually stays out. I don't think anybody's going to stay out here. It looks like literally everybody in the entire field is coming in for a pit stop. Yeah, it looks like Doug the Great Western, he's coming in with a very broken race car. It looks like some of these guys came into pit road already at some point, but Oliver has a blown up engine. But it looks like that everybody is going to be coming onto pit road for a service. So let's just head back to Floyd to Bobbin up here. Yep, so everybody is going to be coming in for a pit stop with a change of tires and other things. It looks like some people managed to get off of pit road early. I'm not sure if those guys were a lap down or they just happened to be there. We're going to have to see exactly what happens when the restart, but several cars will be coming onto pit road for tire, fuel stop, and many other things. And it looks like the field is pretty much the same as it was when the cars came out, so overall, nothing crazy so far has happened in terms of the thingamajiggies. It looks like Martin Truex Jr. got off the field, or got off the pit road before Bank Coach did, but either way, accordingly, the field will line up behind the pace car, and we're going to see exactly what the positions will be like for some of these drivers. I think Martin Truex Jr. may have possibly lost the position on pit road. We're going to have to see exactly how this field lines up for a position. It looks like these guys have already lined up behind the pace car, despite the fact that they're a lap down. So it would be a bit out of coordination to see some of these guys up here for the start. Oh, it looks like Martin Truex Jr. is going to get his positions back and will start right behind Floyd to Bobbin accordingly. And the field behind these guys will also be lining up accordingly. Overall, it looks like they were able to fix the Boy's car by tearing off his front bumper. Looks like most of these other guys somewhat were able to survive the crash. Of course, these are all the survivors of the crash. It looks like Jay McMurray's coming here on pit road for some reason or another. Meanwhile, some guys haven't had such a great day today. So, yeah, once again, Can't Drive will not be finishing last place in the race. So, overall, oh wait, shut up, iPad. Apologies. That's just simple, my iPad. I have my iPad in front of my TV screen, so in front of my, computer so I can read out the name because I forgot what I said for this release. So apologies for the noises. We're not the most professional people in the world, but hey, we try our best. Anyway, so the field as a whole is now lining up on the pace car. It looks like the field as a whole is very bunched up. Let's see how many guys are on pit road as of right now. You can tell, you see those guys appearing at the back, looks a bit unsettling, but looks like Jay McMurray, looks like they were able to repair his rear bumper, and some guys will now be no longer in this race. So we'll see how the field lines up when the pace car, or when the pace lights go out as we get ready for the restart. And the caution lights or the pace lights are out, or the lights are on the pace car. It looks like the field is going to line up in a fairly interesting fashion. Alex Bowman is starting out on the inside of Mr. Lighty. And it looks like Can't Drive has come up here as well, along with Clint Boyer. So, I'm not sure what kind of a starting lineup this is, but either way, Floyd to Bobbin will still delete, so I'm trying to get confused. Yeah, it looks like all the lap cars are now coming up here to try to do something. Overall, the rest of the field is single file, at least for a position they are. But yeah, so this is going to be a very interesting restart. Many questions are being asked of what's going to be happening. Well, we'll see what happens when the pace goes on the pit road. So we go into turn number 3. And the field is now just ready to go back to green flag racing here in Atlanta. Oh, what's this? Oh, wow, Mr. Lighty just suffered a blown engine. Good thing he exited his way from the pack before the before we went green flag. So Mr. Lane now have to go down a pit road, and it looks like we have a bit of a strange subfield. But here we go, and green flag is back on the way in Atlanta. A very slow start for some of these guys. Looks like Mommy was able to make her way up to be in front of Floyd Bobbin, but Floyd Bobbin is quickly going to get underneath her for not the position, but a lap down. And so Mommy, driving a fairly slow car, is going to have to try to get out of the way of the faster cars. Either way, Floyd Bobbin, Martin Truex Jr., Bank Coaches, the Willis Buckner, and several other guys are going to make it through cleanly. Wow, here comes Martin Truex Jr. Look underneath Floyd Bobbin. Here he comes, Martin Truex Jr. This might just be his chance. Here he goes underneath Floyd Bobbin and Martin Truex Jr. They're currently side by side with Floyd Bobbin, and Martin Truex Jr. will take the lead back as Floyd Bobbin is going to be forced to the outside lane. He's going to lose the position here, for the time being at least. But here is Floyd Bobbin now being squished to the outside lane with Martin Truex Jr. now taking the lead, and Bank Coaches right behind him. But here comes Bank Coaches now looking his way underneath Martin Truex Jr. We could see Bank Coaches eventually take the lead in the race, but he's going to have to try his absolute hardest. Here comes Bank Coaches side by side with his teammate-in-law Floyd Bobbin. The two are battling for second place, but Bank Coaches is trying his best to hold off Floyd Bobbin. Oh man, he's gonna have to put in a very big effort to do it, but it looks like that Bank Coaches is sort of gonna get by Floyd Bobbin, and he does now. Bank Coaches will now take second place in Atlanta Motor Speedway, but here is Floyd Bobbin trying to powerhouse his way past him. And it looks like several of these guys are trying to now play with their positions. But here is Bank Coaches now in second place. But here is Floyd Bobbin about to take the position back. Floyd Bobbin looking underneath Bank Coaches, and looks like he's going to take the second place position back. And here is Floyd Bobbin now taking the place back. Bank Coaches, he had him for a second there, but Bank Coaches just couldn't quite hold it together. Meanwhile, here comes Denny Hamlin, the Willis Buckner, and several others guys up here battling for a position. But Floyd Bobbin now second place to Martin Truex Jr. He's gonna have to really just pass Martin Truex Jr. because Floyd Bobbin, he is now behind in points behind Martin Truex Jr. And here he goes for the position. Floyd Bobbin dives underneath Martin Truex Jr. He has a shot to take the lead. Not going to execute it perfectly though. It looks like Clint Boyer has a blown engine, so he's now out of this race. So, apologies for him. But here is now Floyd Bobbin. He's once again trying to dive underneath Martin Truex Jr. It's a very difficult task as Floyd Bobbin isn't the best at Atlanta Motor Speedway. But here he goes side by side with Martin Truex Jr. And here goes Floyd Bobbin trying his best to take the lead. He's trying his absolute hardest, and it looks like he will. Meanwhile, here comes Bank Coaches now trying to powerhouse past Martin Truex Jr. As I stumbled on my words there. And here is Bank Coaches now trying to really powerhouse his way through. Here he goes past Martin Truex Jr. Trying his best to take second place. Bank Coaches seems like he doesn't have the most power in the world, but it looks like he's going to get a little bit of help from his teammate, the real Xbox Nerd, and the two looks like that they will make their way past Martin Truex Jr. But here comes the real Xbox Nerd, locally looking underneath his teammate of Bank Coaches, and the real Xbox Nerd will now steal second place from Bank Coaches, and the YouTube Poop Motorsports teammates just continue to be right next to each other here in the race. But here is the real Xbox Nerd now making his way past Bank Coaches, and Bank Coaches will now be swept to the outside lane. But here comes Martin Truex Jr. now trying to make his way past no, never mind. Looks like Martin Truex Jr. just saw his way between Brisbane Dirt and Bank Coaches. And here is Gridgen now up here for the first time in the race. Gridgen now trying to make his way past the real Xbox Nerd and Martin Truex Jr. He could possibly do it as Bank Coaches, or not Bank Coaches, Gridgen is false at best, and he is the Express. But here is Gridgen, now the highest running Solus Motorsports car. Here he goes, now past the real Xbox Nerd to take third place away, and Bank Coach is going to make his way underneath him as well. Bank Coach is now going to make his way up to the position. Man, we've seen so many passes here, but Bank Coach is going to slow his way between the Xbox Nerd and Gridgen. But here is Gridgen, now up to third place at Atlanta. Meanwhile, Floyd Bobbin prevails as the leader once again, with Martin Truex Jr. now trying to chase him down. But here is Gridgen, now just hanging behind Martin Truex Jr., and he's doing it well. Single file off of turn number 4, as there's a high-speed chase. Here comes Gridgen now looking underneath Martin Truex Jr. for the position. He's doing his best to try to take the position back, and he will. Gridgen takes the position from, or tries to take the position from Martin Truex Jr., but they're side by side, however. But Gridgen now trying his best to take the position away. Oh, but it looks like Floyd Bobbin's going to hold up on can't drive, and so does Martin Truex Jr. And here comes Gridrin, now up to second place behind Floyd Bobbin. Gridrin here is the highest running solo sports car and the highest running Ford in general. Rare to see if Gridrin can make the pass for the lead though. He is trying his hardest, but Gridrin, not the most powerful car in the field, but here he is, running second behind Floyd Bobbin. Here he goes. Looks like Gridrin's gonna have to really put the foot down if he wants to overtake Floyd Bobbin, as some of the other faster cars are now coming by, or at least they're trying to come by for the position. Here's Billy Buckner, Mark Triggs Jr., and Bank Coach is trying to take the position away. They got to really dive underneath each other. Here's Martin Triggs Jr. now diving underneath the Real Xbox Nerd. It looks like these guys keep trading positions. Truex now passing the Real Xbox Nerd for position, with Gridrin trying to hold on to a second place position running. He's not doing a bad job at it though. It looks like that Bank Coach is now making his way underneath Martin Triggs Jr. Man, these guys, this is a serious battle for third place. These guys, they just keep on swapping position. The YouTube Poop Motorsports teammates and Furniture Racing's Martin Triggs Jr. just keep on doing it. It's really team versus team here. Furniture Racing with one car, with YouTube Motorsports with two cars, and speaking of which, Real Xbox Nerd once again diving underneath Bank Coaches. Meanwhile up here is Gridrin trying his best to keep his position up to, or trying to keep up with Floyd Bobbin. Gridrin not doing a bad job at it though, but he's gonna have to really push hard. Gridrin now here pushing as hard as he possibly can to get past Floyd Bobbin, and he really is doing it. It's not every day that you see Gridrin running up here, but here he is. Gridrin, the Express Sender from the island of Solus, is up second. Oh, it looks like Floyd Bobbin is going to get held up by Alex Bowman. Floyd Bobbin slowed down severely for the time being, however. Floyd Bobbin does make it past, but Gridrin's going to get stuck behind Alex Bowman. Man, Gridrin, he had a good second place run going, but now Gridrin just managed to mess it up, and he's going to fall back down to fifth and give the YouTube Motorsports teammates the position. And now here comes Martin Triggs Jr. now trying to pass Floyd Bobbin for the position. But here is Billy Buckner right behind him. The Billy Buckner looking underneath Martin Triggs Jr. for that position though. These people, they just keep on trading positions. This has so far been the best race of the entire season, no doubt. Because we haven't had too many passes for first place. But here is now the Real Xbox Nerd once again passing his way and making his way underneath Martin Triggs Jr. They are just powering it through. None of these guys want to give the position. Everyone just wants to win the race. And that is being shown on display by the Real Xbox Nerd and, well, basically everyone here. Here is the Real Xbox Nerd now making his way underneath Martin Triggs Jr. for the position for second place. And here is Grand Coach is now making a run on these guys as well. Might even see Gridrin make up the spot again. It looks like that Triggs is going to get shoved to the outside lane. Meanwhile, Floyd Bobbin continuing to pull away as your leader in the race and doing it well. But here is Martin Triggs Jr. now on the outside lane, but trying to stay side by side with Bank Coach and hold his position. It's going to be very difficult, though. Very difficult indeed. Meanwhile, Floyd Bobbin is about to catch up to Reed Sorensen. We could see another slowdown in terms of the pace, or we could see nothing at all. Really depends. Either way, here comes Floyd Bobbin, now about to catch up to Reed Sorensen and put him a lap down. So can't drive. He can't drive, except he kind of can drive because some of these people have crashed their cars. It looks like Reed Sorensen is still in the race though. He's gonna get. Oh, it looks like Floyd Bobbin's gonna get a bit held up behind him, but Floyd Bobbin will either way execute the position and do it nicely as well. And same thing goes for the Real Xbox Nerd. Now the Real Xbox Nerd, he's now chasing down his teammate-in-law, being Floyd Bobbin. And it looks like that Gridrin was eventually able to get around Bank Coaches, so that was something to see. But here is now the Real Xbox Nerd, now trying to chase down Floyd Bobbin. He's really pushing it hard. And he's doing his best to do it, but it's really a difficult task. Either way, the Real Xbox Nerd now trying to find his way around Floyd Bobbin. He's got to gain ground on him first, but Floyd Bobbin is saying slightly faster lap time. But at the same time, Floyd Bobbin having been in trouble with his lap cars. It looks like Floyd Bobbin's going to pass, can't drive as he's standing still, but the Real Xbox Nerd will make it by flawlessly. That's going to allow the Real Xbox Nerd to get right behind him. So the Real Xbox Nerd might have to rely on Floyd Bobbin getting held up by lap traffic to take the position away. It is possible, however. It's really only a considerable amount of time to see how long it really happens. But either way, here is Floyd Bobbin now trying to keep the position. But Real Xbox Nerd now holding that position or trying to take away that position more realistically. It looks now Jamie McMurray's lost quite a bit of positions with no rear bumper. Either way, here's Floyd Bobbin now chasing him down for the position. Well, not for the position, but for the lap down. And here's Floyd Bobbin. He's gonna get not at all held up by Jamie McMurray actually. And same concern about the real Xbox Nerd. Oh, real Xbox Nerd drifts up a bit. He's gonna lose a teeny weeny little bit of ground, but not a humongous amount. But here is the real Xbox Nerd now trying his best to chase down Floyd Bobbin. It's really a question of can real Xbox Nerd eventually overtake Floyd Bobbin for the lead. It's really a question of, well, when that's gonna happen, if that's gonna happen at all. Because real Xbox Nerd really putting his foot down, trying to chase down Floyd Bobbin. But it's simply not the easiest task in the world. But it could happen, however. We still have quite a few number of laps in this race to go, so Floyd Bobbin could always eventually catch up to somebody and overtake them for the position. But of course, it's a matter of when that's going to happen. Nobody knows. Except for Floyd Bobbin, as he is a very, very calculated racer. Floyd Bobbin, he's in the prime of his career. Despite the fact that he's the only Tobal Motorsports car this season, he really is having a great season so far, except for Sebring. Sebring so far has been the only red racer for Floyd Bobbin in the race that cost him the points lead. But Floyd Bobbin might just get the points lead back as a result of this race. Provided they can keep in first place, however. So far, there's been a pretty actiony race. Looks like Paul Manot's going to get held up by Can Drive. Can Drive is going as slow as a snail on this racetrack. So, let's see how long it takes for Floyd Bobbin to catch up to Can Drive again. This is a very, very crazy scenario here. Oh, real Xbox Nerd trying to chase down Floyd Bobbin. It's very difficult though. That's certainly not an easy task to carry out. So the real Xbox Nerd trying to catch up to Floyd Bobbin, but yeah. It's a very difficult task. Very, very difficult task. Whoa, looks like Gridgen, however, has been able to make up positions. We have been missing, looks like we've been missing the race back here. It looks like Gridgen is trying to really power through these guys. Not doing it in the most productive manner in the world, but Gridgen is doing it. He's being stuck on the outside lane, however, by Martin Truex Jr. and bank coaches. Well, not bank coaches, he's not even here that much anymore. But here is Gridgen trying really to just push his way beneath Martin Truex Jr. Here is Can Drive once again about to be lapped by Floyd Bobbin. I guess it depends on the part of the racetrack that Floyd Bobbin does catch up to Can Drive and eventually gets held up by him for a short amount of time. Lap times are plummeting though. And Floyd Bobbin not having, well, I mean he is having a good day, but will he have the best day, however. Looks like Gridgen's able to make it around these guys though. But here comes Floyd Bobbin about to lap down, or put Can Drive lap down yet again. Wow, Floyd Bobbin got held up by, a bit by him. Looks like the real Xbox Nerd is going to storm through him, and the real Xbox Nerd got, wow. That really slowed down Floyd Bobbin. And here comes the real Xbox Nerd now trying to overtake Floyd Bobbin. They're side by side for the lead. The real Xbox Nerd trying to take the lead in the race as Junior is held up behind Can't Drive. And we have a new leader, the real Xbox Nerd. Now taking the position back, and what is this? Nothing at all actually. I noticed the field got slowed down by, or at least these guys slowed down by quite a bit. Oh, it looks like the lead is short-lived, however. Floyd Bobbin's quickly going to respond to this and take back the lead again. Wow. Man, if the real Xbox Nerd is going to win this race somehow, he's going to have to really hope that Floyd Bobbin gets into a very, very sticky situation. Hey, it could happen. You know? The real Xbox Nerd is going to have to hope that Floyd Bobbin makes the same mistake that Floyd Bobbin did in the Siemens National Series race at Daytona, being the Grand Tour 300. If you didn't see that race, Point Alba was leading in that race, but then lost the position because of got held up by some cars. And now the Rizzo Nerd is trying to hope that Point Alba makes the same mistake, but Point Alba trying to hope that he doesn't make that same mistake and actually keeps his car in that first place position. So far, he's doing it well. Man, it seems that nobody can just chase down Point Alba though. That one time when the real Xbox overtook Point Alba just immediately responded and took that position back. And here he is now in first place. Once again, the real Xbox Nerd trying to chase him down for the position. Meanwhile, back here, looks like Gridgen's trying to really play with these guys. Gridgen having the run of the season now. And it looks like Gridgen's now just making his way underneath Bangkok's and the real Xbox Nerd. And they will be playing with their place for the position. And here is Gridgen now overtaking points of, or overtaking you know what I'm talking about. Gridgen has overtaken Bank Coaches and Martrix Jr. But here comes Point to Bobbin and the real Xbox Nerd trying to chase down the top, or trying to chase down all these sausages here. Basically, the lap cars here. Of course, Point to Bobbin is still the leader, but the real Xbox Nerd hoping, as I stumbled over the words there, hoping that Point to Bobbin makes a mistake. It looks like Point to Bobbin is going to get held up by Alex Bowman. Wow, Point to Bobbin lost a lot of momentum there. And here comes Rizbox Nerd flying. Wow, Rizbox Nerd, he gained quite a bit of ground on him there, but it's not enough to take the position back. The real Xbox Nerd is going to have to be really close behind Point to Bobbin if he wants to take that lead. It's really a matter of when. So here's Rizbox Nerd trying to keep the pace with Point to Bobbin, but that's proving to be difficult. So here's Reed Sorensen about to get lapped again. Reed Sorensen going fairly slow, but that's all these guys, I suppose, in the corners. Flying down the straightaway once again. Point to Bobbin leading over the real Xbox Nerd. And here's Reed Sorensen now all the way back here. Looks like he's just pacing his way around the racetrack. Meanwhile, the leaders going to Bobbin and catch up to him. And meanwhile, Gridgen looks like he was able to make it past Bank Coaches and Martrix Jr. Looks like Gridgen is able to take the third place spot away from those two. It's definitely going to be helpful for Point to Bobbin, as if he wins this race and Martrix Jr. finishes where he is, Point to Bobbin will most likely be able to take back the points lead, and he will be able to break the tie with the real Xbox Nerd and Kyle Larson. But that's unless the case that Real Xbox Nerd is able to get around Point to Bobbin. He goes to win his first race of the season. Hey, it could happen. Here's Point to Bobbin. Now just flying by Reed Sorensen. It looks like that Point to Bobbin is gonna have to get by these guys, or Point to Bobbin is gonna have to by these guys in the corner. Meanwhile, here is now the Rizzo Nerd making around Reed Sorensen. And now Point to Bobbin making it pass by Can't Drive yet again. Can't Drive seems to be very slow in this race though. Not sure why that is. But either way, Point to Bobbin and the Rizzo Nerd just continue to lap these cars down. Meanwhile, Gridgen is holding his place up for third place. It looks like Gridgen's going to try to swiftly get around Can't Drive and Reed Sorensen. And he's going to make it cleanly around Can't Drive. And it looks like he's going to make it around just cleanly around Reed Sorensen for the position, not for the position, but for the lap. And here's Mama here now pacing her laps as Point to Bobbin is going to have to try to, or now looking to try to chase her down again. But here is Point to Bobbin now leading in the race. Could Point to Bobbin get his third win of the season in just 4 races? Or could the real Xbox Nerd take that position? Dear oh dear, this has become a very, 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 very big battle here. Well, I say a big battle. For the most part, Point to Bobbin has just led for pretty much most of these laps, or all the laps you might say. Also, we have noticed that neither guys have put in the past because of all time. So that's a bit unsettling, I suppose. But Race Floyd to Bobbin continuing to lead the race. Holy moly. But either way, here's the Realist Box Nerd now trying to chase him down. A lot of times they're getting significantly slower, but Floyd to Bobbin is still significantly faster than the real Xbox Nerd. Yeah, the real Xbox Nerd is really going to have to hope that Floyd to Bobbin can make a mistake, and it causes him to get slowed down a lot. But Floyd to Bobbin, even so, holding that position. But dear oh dear, is Floyd to Bobbin going to make that mistake, or is he going to take home the trophy? If Floyd to Bobbin doesn't mess up for the next 9 or 20 or so laps in the race, then Floyd to Bobbin has this race won. But these two are still dodging lap traffic. Meanwhile, back here, it looks like Gridry is now pulling away to a comfortable lead for a third, or I say lead, or a comfortable gain for third, I guess. But here's Floyd to Bobbin with that first place position. But also, catching up to some more lap cars here. Here's Mommy and Paul Bernard going extremely slow. But here comes Floyd to Bobbin and the real Xbox Nerd. Now just trying to get around them. I have to say, Floyd to Bobbin was doing it somewhat well. For now, at least. Always gonna get held up a bit by Mommy, however. I'll see if that whenever Floyd to Bobbin loses a bit of momentum on lap cars, then the Real Xbox Nerd does the same. So Floyd to Bobbin, he was dominant at Daytona, he was dominant at Homestead. He wasn't really that dominant at Sebring because of the sausage that happened at that track, but he's dominant here at Atlanta. The Real Xbox Nerd, however, getting very much held up by Mommy. Wow. That really murdered the Real Xbox Nerds' momentum there, as he is struggling to get by some of these guys. Oh, looks like Floyd to Bobbin is getting held up. We're about to catch up to a few of these guys, however. Here's Derper, Austin Dillon, and Danger 6 now just pacing their laps as they continue their position around the, or laps around the racetrack. Floyd to Bobbin could get held up by these guys by a lot. Looks like the Real Xbox Nerds are able to pass these guys, but we're about to see a whole interesting story as Floyd to Bobbin now about to catch up to a group of slow cars that are in a bit of a mess at the moment, I might just say. Looks like Can't Drive is about to go on the pit road, or is going on the pit road, so that's something. It looks like these guys here are only slightly off the pace. It looks like that Danger 6 is having a bit of fun here with these other guys. Danger 6 is currently running 29th. By the way, here is Floyd to Bobbin now chasing them down. Floyd to Bobbin has an extensive lead over the Real Xbox Nerd now, but is this going to be the turning point in the race where Floyd to Bobbin gets held up behind these guys? We're all going to find out shortly. So many laps in this race remaining, but here is Floyd to Bobbin now chasing down these lap cars and storming his way away from the Real Xbox Nerd. That could change drastically though, as Floyd to Bobbin will have to get past 4 slow cars for the position. But here he comes. Floyd to Bobbin, about to come up to the bumper of Austin Dillon. Man, I've said Floyd to Bobbin's name a lot this season, whether it be the Siemens National Series. Well, I say that. Floyd to Bobbin so far has only been in one race in NASCAR Siemens National Series. He will be back for another race, but not the soonest ever. But either way, here's Floyd to Bobbin. It looks like he's gonna get held up by Austin Dillon as Austin Dillon tries to make a pass on Derper. Floyd to Bobbin now with a severe loss of momentum. Floyd to Bobbin now getting jammed by Austin Dillon and Derper, and the Real Xbox Nerd able to make up. Actually, where is the Real Xbox Nerd? Looks like he might have went down. Oh, there he is. Kind of missed him there, but the Real Xbox Nerd. It looks like Floyd to Bobbin is now able to make it past 2 of these guys. Now he's having to make his way around Donald and Danger 6. But it looks like that as Floyd to Bobbin laps these guys, the Real Xbox Nerd makes a similar mistake, if not the same mistake. Well, looks like Frank. Look at that. Real Sparks Nerd. He's trying the best to get around these lap cars. That's gonna really extend points of obviously as he makes it past stage 6 and Donald's. But here is Points of Bobbin with a even further lead on the Real Sparks Nerd now. Points of Bobbin might just get his 3rd win of the season in Atlanta. I mean, if the caution came out now, it would really shake things up, but it looks like that we're not going to have a caution for the rest of this race. The field, for the most part, is very, well, it's very. That didn't make any sense. Looks like Domtron's about. What? Okay, now I'm trying to think this is. Or am I trying to think this is the NASCAR Siemens Financial Series? Unfortunately, neither Domtron nor Russell are in this race and won't be in the Cup Series until 2019 at the earliest. Either way, here's Points of Bobbin, the only Bobbin Motorsports driver in the Skittles Cup Series, now chasing down Dave McMurray for that position. Here he goes. Looks like the Real Sparks Nerd was able to make it past the lap traffic. But either way, Points of Bobbin now has this huge lead on the Real Sparks Nerd. In fact, I think Points of Bobbin has it made. He might just go on to win this race. Man, here is Points of Bobbin. He is just powering it through. Here's some more lap cars up here. They are in quite a bit of a bunch, so I mean, Points of Bobbin might be able to get to these guys, but there may not be enough laps in the race, however. Let's see, McMurray now going down pit road. However, Points of Bobbin and the Real Sparks Nerd have set out ever since the green flag after the cards came out, so there's a possibility that these guys don't have to pit, or they're going to pit at the very last minute, and we could see a big turn of events. But Points of Bobbin and the Real Sparks Nerd did pit at the exact same time, so if they're going to make another pit stop, they will also be pitting at the exact same time. Looks like Reed Sorensen now heading down the pit road. And it looks like some of the other guys down on the pit road, so you might rely on these guys. What a massive car. It looks like Nia's now having some fun with positions. All these guys are now in a pack. This might be the Real Sparks Nerd's chance. Wow, here comes. Okay, it looks like a few of these guys coming down the pit road, however, so that's a thing. Oh, here comes Points of Bobbin. Now coming down the pit road as the race is almost over. Points of Bobbin now coming down the pit road with the Real Xbox Nerd. Man, oh man, with only so many laps to go, the two are coming on the pit road. It looks like some of these other guys, or some of the other guys pitted a long time ago. But here we are. The race is almost over, and here is Points of Bobbin and the Real Xbox Nerd. Looks like they'll be making what is the money stop. We have to be mistake-free in this pit stop, as several other cars will be making their way back onto the racetrack. It looks like they have Points of Bobbin and the Real Xbox Nerd at 12 lead. Oh, but the Real Xbox Nerd's gonna get over pit road before Points of Bobbin. That's gonna put the Real Xbox Nerd now ahead of Points of Bobbin in the race. Dear oh dear, what a crazy turn of events. It looks like that pit road may have messed up Points of Bobbin's day. Holy moly, we have now just seen a crazy turn of events. And it looks like that the Real Xbox Nerd was able to get off pit road before Points of Bobbin did. Here is the Real Xbox Nerd now in the lead in the race at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Could Points of Bobbin chase him down for that position back? I messed up the camera angles because, oh, balls. Okay, here is Martin Truex. I'm messing up the names. Here is the Real Xbox Nerd now prevailing as the leader. But here is Points of Bobbin already storming his way back up to the pack. This is going to be a very close race for the win. But here is Points of Bobbin now making his way just back up to Real Xbox Nerd. He's going very fast, but he only has 3 more laps to do it. Here he comes. 3 laps to go. Points of Bobbin got to really power it through if he wants to take this win away from the Real Xbox Nerd. But the Real Xbox Nerd trying to keep his car together to win the race in his first of the season. But here is Points of Bobbin just creepily making his way back up to the Xbox Nerd. It looks like Points of Bobbin, I say creepily, he's making his way up fast. Points of Bobbin really making his way back up to the Real Xbox Nerd. He doesn't want to let this race go away now. Points of Bobbin's led so many laps in this race, and he doesn't want to let this race go away in the blink of an eye due to a slower pit stop. But here's Points of Bobbin now powering through. the racetrack and now trying to catch up to the realist box third. It looks like that Felix Bobbin is slightly faster than the realist box third in the corners, but 2 laps to go are going to decide everything. Here is the realist box third trying to keep his car in first place, but here comes Felix Bobbin now chasing him down for the lead. It's going to be a very crazy race for the win. And here is Felix Bobbin now diving underneath the real Xbox nerd. Felix Bobbin doing all his best to try to take his position back. You have to do it really quickly go. White flag, 1 lap to go. Sponsored by Credit One Bank. The real Xbox nerd has the lead, but Felix Bobbin is right behind him. This is going to result in a very close race. Here is Felix Bobbin trying to get his lap back on the real Xbox nerd. Here he is, right on his bumper. Felix Bobbin's going to have to make a pass through this corner while Alex Bowman's on his inside lane. And here he goes, Felix Bobbin trying to make the pass to the real Xbox nerd. But it's not going to be enough. Almost. Here they come. But it looks like that Felix Bobbin's way chance will away. Oh, but here goes Felix Bobbin looking underneath the real Xbox nerd. But the real Xbox nerd will win the Google 500 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. Yes, my voice really cracks up there. Wow. What a crazy turn of events. Felix Bobbin had the lead there, but due to that late race pit stop, the real Xbox nerd then took the position back. And the real Xbox nerd will go on to win his first race of the 2018 NASCAR Skittles Cup Series season. What a turn of events that was. Felix Bobbin had that race, but then a slower pit stop than the real Xbox nerd cost him the win. And the real Xbox nerd is victorious in Atlanta today, winning his first race of the season. It will now extend his points down Felix Bobbin and could possibly be the points leader starting here at Atlanta Motor Speedway. I'm not actually sure yet. You guys will have to check the point standings as after the theme music happen. Man, although if this race was 2 more laps in length, Felix Bobbin definitely would have passed the real Xbox nerd and got his position back. But sadly, there just wasn't enough laps remaining in the race. And the real Xbox nerd was able to hold off. Although Felix Bobbin, he possibly could have made a last-minute effort. And it looks like that Felix Bobbin, he was able to get up to the real Xbox nerd. And Felix Bobbin looked like that he would... Okay, it's theme jiggy. It looked like that Felix Bobbin would then be able to eventually catch up to the real Xbox nerd. But Alex Bowman did get in the way in a way. So I bet you if Alex Bowman had been there, however, Felix Bobbin probably would have passed him for the win. But sadly, fate has decided otherwise, and the real Xbox nerd is victorious today, winning his first race of the 2018 season, and will now join Martin Truex Jr. as a person that has won a race this season. And now Felix Bobbin still with 2 wins of the season, but he's really gonna have to put together the next race if he wants to really take away that points lead. But the real Xbox nerd will now take the points ahead of Felix Bobbin, and I'm not sure where Truex will be, but we'll have to check the points after the race. So anyways, enough. That was the race. So now let's take a look at the finishing results. So the real Xbox nerd is going to be victorious in Atlanta today with Felix Bobbin finishing second, and now we have Bank Coaches here in third. So Bank Coaches getting his best finish of the season after a slump of the first few races at a few different tracks. Bank Coaches now gets a genuinely good finish. He may have to really put his pedal to the metal if he wants to win a race this season, but Bank Coaches third place with his best finish of the season. But even so, his YouTube teammate will be victorious today. With Bridgman finishing 4th, Martin Truex Jr. winding up 5th, Kevin Harvick 6th, Chase Elliott 7th, Denny Hamlin 8th, Kyle Busch 9th, Kyle Larson 10th, Percy Harper 11th, Daniel Suarez 12th, Tim Tom 13th, Brad Keselowski 14th, William Byron 15th, Jimmy Johnson 16th, Eric Almirola 17th, Oliver 18th, Ryan Blaney 19th, Mitch Light's brother 20th, Rebecca 21st, Kurt Busch 22nd, Eric Jones 23rd, Nia 24th, Paul Walsh 35th, Douglas 25th, I mean. Nia 24th. Douglas 25th, 26th, next things up. Durper 27th, Austin Dillon 28th, Jimmy Cheeks 29th, Donald 30th, Paul Menard 31st, Mommy 32nd, Jamie McMurray 33rd, Reed Sorensen 34th, Alex Bowman 35th, Karen Drive 36th, Clint Boyer 37th, Mitch Slade 38th, Doug 39th, Ryan Newman 40th, Joe Logano 41st, and Glenn Castle 42nd. Wow, Karen Drive went 24 laps down. Holy moly. Karen Drive was the slowest car on the racetrack today, but hey, he won the race. Oh, well, he didn't win the race, but he finished the race. That's all that matters for the most part, for him at least. But that is all for Atlanta for this weekend. We are, or this week I suppose, we are now done in Atlanta, and we're moving to another location for the next couple of races. Siemens National Series is once again will be on next weekend. Next weekend will be an interesting race indeed. But that is all for this video. Hope you guys have enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you in the next video.